All right. Back in Cordona.
Yes. Taking a break from Tyrol to come to
Tyrol, yes.
Cordona.
Yes. Which I don't think. It's on a different continent. It's like authored or something.
Yeah.
Gosh, what's the Mediterranean of Eorzea?
I don't remember. I don't think it actually knows if it has a name.
I don't know if it really.
Yeah. It'd be a body of water between Aldenard and Ilsebard. I'm not sure if there's a name.
Is there like a city that's kind of takes its aesthetic off of like Mediterranean?
Not sure. Limsa is kind of
Yeah.
Grecian, I guess. A little, but it's more piratey than
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we just did a bunch of side quests. Let's see here. I'm back on controller because I remembered you can play on controller. Oh yeah, and I got a bunch of like these side quests from eavesdropping. But since we spent all last week on side quests, maybe we can go back to
the main quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing. You got a mask for like a month or so ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Kurt Manchios' mansion on Turquoise Lane.
Okay.
Across from Cordona Abbey in northern Grand Surrey.
Okay.
You do have an exclamation point next to a mother's love as well, but...
Yeah, let's see here.
Maybe it's just showing some of the evidence you haven't checked off yet.
Oh, I guess I might not have done a chemical analysis.
Yeah.
Let's do that real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let's see. 3 red, -4 blue.
Okay.
Let's see here. We've got 3 red right
Yeah.
here.
There's a +4 blue. So.
Okay, well that's easy. I just invert it.
Yeah.
Let's see what's...
Oh, I think you need to like have like one of those combiners.
Oh, yeah.
Success.
That substance is a hallucinogen derived from mushrooms.
They were just giving Mrs. Holmes all sorts of
Violet's
stuff.
Good friend Jerry Garcia.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yes. Northern Grand Surrey. Let's see here.
Turquoise Lane.
Turquoise Lane across from Cordona Abbey.
Okay.
There's Grand Surrey. There's Turquoise Lane. It's kind of hard to see where Grand Surrey's partitioned with Scaladio.
Yeah.
At least it's this street here.
Yeah.
Turquoise Lane. It says Northern Grand Surrey, but Northern Grand Surrey is Scaladio.
Yeah. It's not like a separate like section of the map called Northern Grand Surrey, is there? No. Old City Scaladio, Silverton, Miner's End. Maybe is that the Abbey up there with the cross? Is Turquoise Lane around there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to the west.
And there's Turquoise.
Yeah, so probably that big right there.
Okay.
That big gray
Good
rectangle.
Call. All right. Sorry. Not a lot of fast travel nearby. I'm in my best duds, ready to deliver ice cream to the masquerade. I wonder if I'm supposed to be wearing a mask. I don't remember having a mask. Oh, okay, it's true. Oh, there is a mask here. Oh, Normal mask for normal people. I assume it wants me to wear this. Let's see, though. If inconvenient, come anyway. It's the appropriate outfit for those places to avoid it. Oh, I wonder if there's also an outfit accompanying it.
Possible. Some sort of... Yeah.
Prince of Darkness.
God. The vampire outfit would also probably work pretty well.
It will still let me wear the ice cream outfit. Let's see if that works. Because everybody needs ice cream.
Yeah.
That was the third in a row.
That was the third in a row. All are in grand.
That sounds like an eavesdrop.
Yeah. Incidents and Grand Survey have in common. Can't afford a safe now. Police job. Magical performance, yes. Alright.
So magical performance.
Yeah.
Well, if you're having a conversation with someone and someone dressed like this is just staring at you.
Yeah.
So it was a musical performance, right?
Yes.
Not witchcraft.
Yes, that one. Not safe at home. I don't think it was can't afford a safe.
No, I don't think
it was burglar either. Wealthy. So magical performance in wealthy houses.
Yeah.
That was the third.
No.
Oh,
yes,
I guess it was.
Okay. Alright, wealthy houses is the
Oh,
last
okay.
one.
There we go. I thought I'd crossed over quick. 3 houses were robbed in Grand Story during magic shows. The police were looking into it, apparently. But apparently without any progress. The ice cream gang does sound like some kind of like young detective novel series.
Oh yeah. They solve mysteries in exchange for ice cream.
Yes, exactly.
Manchios' ranch.
I'm so sorry, but this is a
Does this not look like a costume to you, sir?
You look pretty costumed to me.
Fine, I'll go behind this bush and get changed. Alright, let's try. This seems like the...
Yeah, it feels like it matches.
welcome, sir. I do hope you enjoy.
Oh, we definitely will.
Enjoy the evening, sir. There is still plenty of time before the grand finale.
All right.
Oh my.
What if I write an article about these people here? Can you help me gather information about Cordona's...
Is that a challenge?
My goodness, Sherlock. They made a blood fountain.
No, John, it's definitely not blood, just wine. The whore's it, I guess.
This man is clearly not in costume. He's dressed down.
Ready for the big whirlwind? Danny is around.
Ooh, Danny's around. God, you didn't tell me this party of Danny.
Let me see that stallion up close.
I need a rest from my insatiable wife.
Wait, is Danny your wife?
Oh.
'Cause from what I heard, Danny might be insatiable.
Yeah.
Oh, don't act like you haven't thought about it, darling.
I've thought about many things.
Now they will be splendid.
Let's see if my casebook says anything. Okay. Oh, and look for information that might be used to write an article exposing the local elite.
Do not distract me. It's not easy to play blindfold.
My husband thinks I am playing bridge here.
Oh, they got bridge? Is it Friday Night Bridge? I get a promo bridge card.
Honey, you feeling lonely? I'll be your friend.
I guarantee we'll have a good time.
Sherlock, friend. I wasn't sure you'd come.
Oh, is this Vogel?
It must be.
Werner, I see you are not yourself.
The more time you spend here in Cordona, the more I feel it my duty to bring you into our world and show you all we have to offer.
And what is on offer today?
Pleasure, indulgence, relief, and relaxation. You've earned some time for yourself, have you not?
Those who know me would say I'm incapable of it.
Nonsense. I refuse to believe there is anyone permitted to know Sherlock Holmes.
You may be right.
Then free yourself from inhibition and expectation. The night is young, and so are the guests.
Sherlock, you can drink one
It's
soda.
not healthy for handsome men to spend every night
Let
alone,
loose.
and certainly not in a house filled with such melancholic memories.
I must admit, my travels have proven more taxing than expected. I'm less confident in my life and myself. Time of relaxation seems a distant dream.
So can I tempt you with a physical aid to your moral consolations? There's wine, of course. Something to smoke. Or perhaps an artificial paradise? Yes, something more spiritual. A potentiator to sharpen the mind. A 7% solution of, well, that'd be telling, but you must try it.
Get high.
Yes.
My mind is my most valuable asset and a finely tuned instrument I will not risk impeding its function.
Yeah, that's
My
for the
ultimate
next
duty
game.
is to
Yeah.
provide the world with truth, and I do that perfectly well as is.
Beauty? You've never cared about that before.
Of course I do. Exposing a lie, revealing a fact, that is a moral responsibility.
That's not morality. Morals are what happens afterwards when truth collides with consequence. Do you ever follow up on cases you solved? Do you ever see what happened next? Visit the victims? Ensure justice is served in the courts? And how do you choose where to direct your attention? Are there not deserving causes to which your brilliance could be applied but isn't?
You ascribe me more power than I possess. I have a narrow skill set and work within that mandate. What occurs afterward is irrelevant.
With every action or inaction, you place a finger on the scales of morality. Many in the city would see you as abdicating your responsibility.
I haven't.
Not me, of course. Morality is subjective, just like truth. There is little to be gained from indulging in it, and far better things to indulge in. Now I must insist on easing any burdens I've placed upon your shoulders. Show yourself a kindness, and try this rather delectable concoction.
Well, ticket for study, or yeah.
If this solution truly does assist with thinking, then perhaps
Oh, I thought he was gonna actually like do chemical
you're allowed to overlook
analysis,
an opportunity to
not just
study it.
inject it.
I'll take it with me.
Yes,
Okay.
Sherlock. Very good. And now, our evening begins in earnest. I just remembered. I'm sorry, Sherlock. My mind's delightfully impaired. Please take this key. It opens the altar room, past the library.
Pardon?
I hope there's not a corpse in there.
What now, Werner?
Go quickly and find our Fabio. Only you can make him talk. I'll join you in a minute.
Must have picked up the key.
Let Fabio speak for himself.
Is Fabio a corpse that they have to examine? So I need to do John's challenge. I can't disappoint John.
Oh yeah.
Let me know if
Never
you need
do
anything,
that.
sir.
Nope, there's. Ooh, John's got some ladies.
Does.
He's such a
Nice.
Nancho's
heartbreaker.
had to enforce the masks after the scandal.
A scandal. Identity disclosure scandal. Political crisis. Fired after incident. Alright, so political crisis and fired after incident.
Okay.
Nancho's had to enforce.
I don't think so. Not that one.
Okay.
Okay, there.
Oh, did I?
Nancho's
I
had
think
to
maybe
enforce
like
the mask.
you got the last one
That
right
was a
as
little
time
too
expired.
late, yeah.
Yeah. So political crisis. Fired after incident, yes. Cheating room, yes.
Oh,
Huh.
what the? Wait a minute.
Nancho's had to enforce.
Weird. Maybe there's like, I don't think you've done offended just Duchess yet.
okay.
Maybe there's 4 for this.
Yeah, we'll try that.
Skipping one that it
Or
needs.
they were checking you out.
Nancho's had to enforce.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there.
Nice. People described scandal from a previous party. Vice Governor Cowden was found by his wife-to-be, a Prussian duchess, in the company of young men. Although the marriage was intended to be a political one, the emotions of the duchess were real.
Oh no.
The incident instigated a political crisis between Cordona and Prussia. Although there were only a few notes of protest, the governor fired his protege.
Oh.
That's what I like about this party. Bring me more dirt, Sherry.
Oh.
One more piece, and I can expose the
Oh, okay.
base
So maybe
hedonists.
somewhere else to
Yeah, there must be another place to eavesdrop for
eavesdrop.
John's salacious tastes.
Yes.
He loves the drama, gossip.
Such a bitch.
There before Nancho's family bought.
Eerie history of the mansion.
It's haunted.
Occultist architect. Mysterious appearance.
Possibly magic circle.
Yeah.
No.
Not auction. Circle. There you go.
For Manchio's family, the mansion was owned by an occultist architect. He dedicated his life to conducting a powerful ritual from the Forgotten Tome, but the ordinary magic circles proved too weak for it. That was why he built this mansion. A keen eye might notice that its shapes correspond with certain magical symbols, and some walls have cavities. One day, the architect simply disappeared. An ash stain on the floor was all that remained. Perhaps he was successful in his endeavor.
I'll pin them down with this scoop. Thank you, Sherlock.
Haha! Now I need to go. I forget what that person's name was that Verna wanted me to. Fabio.
Fabio in the altar room.
Is this the altar room? Well.
Oh, Fabio. Oh no, John did it.
It was John.
Was he here this whole time?
Oh. Oops. There we go. Gotta remember what the controls are.
This crude tattoo partially covers his slave branding.
Slave branding.
Aye.
Oh, just pull the knife out, yeah.
This golden handle has a bloodstain on it.
I wonder where that came from, Sherlock. Well, I guess maybe the handle having a bloodstain might be noteworthy.
Something.
This golden handle.
Oh.
The dagger is heavy and sharp, but lacks balance.
Just gonna take that with you?
Yeah. Let me just have that on me while next to a dead body that it killed.
Yeah.
No worry that anybody might walk into this scene. Also, I forgot what he said.
Yeah. I think he said it was drawn in the victim's own blood.
Oh, okay.
You might be able to check it again.
Yeah, probably.
Or maybe not.
This worm-like sigil has been drawn with his own blood. A blunt-force trauma may have suffered an internal hemorrhage. The wound is deep. A precise strike reached the heart. The victim has clenched the fabric so firmly in his fist that it's nigh impossible to remove it. He died right here. The sign reminds me of the astrological symbol for Mars.
Oh, and there's Venus.
Oh, yeah.
This one looks like a twisted symbol of Venus, drawn in a hurry. This oil has a slight aroma of flowers and olive. The ointment smells mouse-like. I presume it is an aphrodisiac prepared from a Spanish fly. This elaborate box must be for the ritual dagger. The herbs here are Salvia divinorum. They have a slight hallucinogenic effect to emphasize the ceremony.
Salvia! Some water features here. Not gonna note the bloody handprint there.
Yeah.
Enough cigars to burn down the entire mansion. An open wound spoiled the carpet. Why don't people tidy up after themselves?
It's a riding crop.
Yeah. Okay.
Blood. A sturdy bottle met a not so sturdy human. It didn't break only because it was unopened.
Okay. Oh, something I got a pin apparently.
Okay.
Okay. Smoking lounge, okay. I guess can smoke in comfort. Droplets of blood in the carpet. My bell stained with blood lying on the floor. Aha.
A bloody handprint on an armchair.
Oh, maybe now I can find. Yeah.
Yeah.
A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood.
Wait, oh, is that Vogel?
Werner, care to explain what is going on?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things have gotten out of hand. Yes, some are more prone to bend the rules of morality.
That's murder. I doubt there's anything left to bend. Why did you not tell me immediately? We were chatting about trivial matters for some time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a potent cocktail of substances. My attention slips and drifts, but I'm glad I thought to call for you.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear, did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manchios has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right. Pull yourself together, Werner. Mr. Manchios is the owner of the manor, yes?
And the host of Cordona's most memorable parties. He promises even the ugliest guest a partner for the night.
Oh.
And for the ones with more unconventional tastes, Mr. Manchios provides other services.
What a caring person.
You cannot begin to imagine.
How did you discover the body? In between guzzles of alcohol?
I was set to perform in a fecundity rite with Fabio and came to inquire further. There was a staged ritual where he was to play the principle of life.
And the rehearsal was unsuccessful?
Huh. Who knows? I found him alone on the altar, his blood dripping to the floor.
And then?
Then I called Mr. Manchios. He was panicking, so I told him about you. We left the room and locked the door. Then we were
filling time.
Waiting for you was stressful. We indulged in some simple comforts. Overindulged, perhaps.
Were you well acquainted with Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to. His beauty was the talk of the island. Too handsome to
I'm
go
so
unnoticed.
jealous.
He was magnetic. Fat wallets fought for the privilege of having him. He offered the pleasures of performance and more.
Oh, why?
What about the fertility ritual? There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Fabio was supposed to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers, oil. Not this travesty that seems straight out of the Inquisition.
So this ritual is not the fertility rite. What was it meant to look like?
It begins with a woman lying naked in a flower bed on the altar. She represents Gaia, the earth. As I cover her in oils, we chant for the principle. As our calls reach a climax, Fabio enters and copulates with her. After he finishes, I stab her with a dagger. That part's just pretend, of course.
Sure.
But the intercourse is not?
I did not expect you to be such a...
Really?
It is nothing to be ashamed of, but it would explain the color of your cheeks. The fertility rite marks the start of our festivities. The principle of life is beautiful, intimate, essential. It must not be stopped.
Yet it appears that someone did stop it. What about the naked woman? Can you tell me anything about her?
Oh yes, Matista. She's one of Fabio's compatriots and a performer too. I haven't seen her today, actually.
When you discovered the body, was the door open?
No, it was locked. Oh, that reminds me. It's a minor detail, but the first time I came to speak to Fabio, I left without entering, having been unable to open the door.
You didn't have the key?
No, I had it. Don't look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I suspect there was a key in the other side of the door, blocking the lock.
That detail may very well be major, Werner. Well done. So you returned later, only to find the lock was not blocked?
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor, handsome Fabio.
The police remain unaware of this tragic event?
Some of them may be hiding behind their masks. They conceal many things. But we didn't want the authorities to create more problems. Besides, after a few cocktails, their incompetence will have soared to new heights.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery. You've got a lot to do, Sherlock.
Looks like I still need to
Yeah.
examine stuff.
Maybe there are a few more bloody handprints somewhere.
What does it say about vocal? German artist friendly, sobering up. See anything in this part of the chamber?
There's a dozen.
The wounded person was here for some time. There appear to be no further traces leading to the altar.
Okay.
You've got a lot to do, Sherlock.
I haven't been here yet. No, it's a dressing room.
Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set.
Wet handprint.
Identical to the robes the guests are wearing.
Mmm. The killer might still be here. Wash basin.
The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it. Blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain.
Oh.
Similar to the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains.
Yeah, a little difference there.
Okay, what we got here? Don't ignore the guest, Matista, and stop boring them. They don't want to hear about your stupidities. They want to feel how beautiful they are and how generous you can be towards them. You are here to please and celebrate life. Remember, each guest paid a great deal to be with you.
Oh my.
Manchios.
How can anyone accept such behaviour?
Maybe she didn't. I found a scenario of some sort of ritual with a remark written at the beginning. It says, read and rehearse this rite, Manchios. Make whom lies on the altar. Okay, basically what Vogel said.
A useful tool for a disguise arsenal.
Disguise arsenal. That sounds badass.
Yeah. That decoy octopus had one of those.
Yes. It sounds like one of those operator culture guys would say.
Yeah.
His face paint is his disguise arsenal.
Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set.
Do I still have anything? Okay. We can ask Vogel about Batista.
You've got a lot to do, Sherlock.
Yeah, I could go that one. Some on that table. Did you get that one?
This one?
Yeah.
Props, decorations,
yeah.
and tools for a more detailed.
I thought there was another thing to.
Oh, might not
Okay.
have gotten this. Okay.
Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks.
Cufflinks.
There's also a note. For my Fabio, Banchos.
Oh, this must be the guy's dressing desk.
Yeah.
Vanity.
Do you recognize me in one of these? I suppose not. So, Sherry, do you have any ideas about the case?
Perhaps. I think I can deduce what happened here.
One more thing I need to examine.
Yeah. A key with an F.
The key is similar to the one that Vogel gave me. The capital F on the key fob might refer to Fabio.
Oh, I gotta construct the scene.
Oh boy.
Hey Vogel, don't mind as I just lay on the ground.
Very good.
Okay, let's see here. There, on the dressing room too. Okay. Dressing room's probably the end because they kill or wash themselves.
Yeah.
Let's start here. Oh, someone hitting, I assume, Fabio with a bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, or Fabio getting stabbed.
Yeah.
We'll go with the bottle for now. No. Fabio crawling. Or being dragged.
The handprint is more matches up with the being dragged.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the way it's.
So maybe he was knocked out with the bottle.
Yeah, and then dragged over to the altar, and that's where all the stabbing happened.
Oh. Yeah, he hits him with the bottle on the altar.
Yeah.
Oh. Strangled.
Was there any, like, neck?
I don't remember
can't
mentioning
remember.
that.
Yeah,
Let's
so
check,
I
we
would
can
have
check the case notes. Let's see.
picture Mr.
Chest, lacerations, head, significant blunt force trauma, touching fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't say anything about asphyxiation. He's washing his hands. Stashing robes there.
Yeah.
The bottle was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoking lounge. Then, to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The unconscious body of the victim was moved to the altar room. Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloody robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you alright? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I know what happened here. I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Fabio was stabbed.
I see nothing gets past you, Werner. Yes, he was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Werner, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all.
Still talking.
I know you can untangle this mess.
Oh, Mind Palace.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so we need more clues.
Yeah. Oh, John, what are you doing?
Oh, he's just having
Yep.
he's just doing some horseplay. Then again, horseplay is probably the name for something else that goes on in parties in here. I wonder if I can go out. Check with the key to the altar room.
And
Okay, back to the case book. Oh, yeah, gifted cufflinks.
okay. And you can talk to someone about the key.
Yeah. Looks like a pin. This doesn't have the pin symbol on it,
Yeah.
though.
I assume probably. You'll probably meet
May
like
I ask you something?
Manchios or
Excuse me? What? I'm
Grace
not
and
sure I know.
Batista. Or...
Yeah, I wonder where Manchio is. This is roped off.
Yeah.
Excuse me, just one question.
I have nothing to hide, sir, but I've never heard of this.
Everyone's looking at us.
Yeah.
You sure you know what you're doing?
I feel like it's a different symbol if you have to like
Yeah.
interrogate the crowd.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. So we need to find Manchio, I think. This is where Vogel was, I believe.
Yep.
Did I ever do a chemical analysis on the thing you gave me? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't know if I see it in the...
Yeah. I guess it's possible for you to turn it down, so maybe it's just there for like flavor.
Yeah.
Explains how maybe Sherlock develops his drug habit later on.
Yes.
Curtains do not guarantee privacy.
And you still need a crack despite being ethereal.
No, I don't think I've been here.
Yeah, this looks new.
It's just outside the altar room.
These medieval botany and chemistry books look even more satanic than the occult ones. Romantic poetry and prose. Someone's in touch with their feelings. Codex Orchis. Why does this occult book sound like a flower?
Does Vogel have anything to say now that you've like?
Oh, I guess so.
constructed?
The murderer had to have access to this room. After the crime, he used his own key to lock the door. So, who had the key to the altar room?
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manchios. He should be able to tell you of any others.
All right.
Where can I find him?
Let's not say
Most
get to
likely
Manchus.
in the main hall, entertaining his guests. He has a mask with golden stars. You can't miss him. But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry.
Gotta be discreet. Gold stars. For all the good grades he got. Oh, those might be stars.
I'm so excited about the
Maybe not.
event.
That looks like the other helmet. Not helmet, mask.
Yeah. Basically the same thing.
I'm so excited about the event.
Can't even talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe I need to like pin something.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, I need to use Sherlock vision.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Check for.
Performer. Mysterious aristocrat. Obsessed with exorcism. Transfer a bullfight.
Oh.
So I feel like I'm playing Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Sponsors an orphanage, all good for them.
Whiskey critic. Flat Earth.
Oh, lovely. Cat lover.
Evades taxes. I don't know why. Let's give you a bit of a better look at their masks, I guess.
It does, yeah. Welsh performer.
gold stars on that guy.
This by the shore.
I'm so excited about the event.
Speaking of syncopation. Polyglot. Plays cricket. Pyromaniac ain't friendly.
Oh, nice friendly pyromaniac. Everyone knows one.
Allergic to seafood. Some of these, the analysis kind of only appears briefly.
Yeah, that's odd.
Recites Shakespeare. Let's see. Oh man, wears a mask with golden stars and is most probably still nervous after the discovery of the body. Okay. Someone maybe looks high strung.
Yeah.
It's 4 children.
Kurt
there we
Manchios,
are.
I presume.
Okay.
I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you must be the one Werner told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young man. Can I call you Sherlock?
As you wish, Mr. Manchios. Mr. Vogel asked me to help you. The body in the altar room requires answers, and quickly. I suspect the murderer to still be here.
What? Lower your voice. I don't want anyone to hear us.
I need to find all those who had the key to the altar room. As far as I know, Mr. Vogel, Fabio, and you had access to it. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Also, Matista and Santos.
Santos? Who is that?
Santos Pinchetti, my major domo, in his opinion at least.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Pinchetti and Matista. Do you have somewhere I might have a private conversation with them?
Of course, of course. Let me think. Matista is entertaining a guest somewhere, and Santos... oh, yes. He will be busy with the servants. Or the cook. What's that noise?
Uh-oh.
What's going on? Please, filth. You're under arrest.
Uh-oh.
Finally.
Oh my. Police raid. Oh.
Oh, wow. Just kicking these perverts' asses. Oh, Sherlock, what have you gotten yourself into?
Committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologize for the inconvenience. Your Grace.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent. I emphasized it in my statement.
Your statement? Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you. Thank God we have Vogel in this letter. Once I get to that goldfish, I'll...
Bigwig? Ah, my wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes? Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
You knew my mother?
Not personally, no. Not exactly. I was working on the paperwork for that case.
Would you happen to remember anything of the events?
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
Perhaps we can negotiate. I could be quite useful.
Huh. Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you. Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
I'm all ears.
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald. I'll leave everything I have on this table. Find the murderer. Be a real copper. Question the suspects, make them sing, give me something substantial.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from him. If you slip or mess with the evidence, then trust me, your brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile, I'll be checking the archive for you. If anybody asks, then you're a consulting detective.
Let's make a start then, partner.
I'm glad we managed to get the scoop before the raid.
All evidence collected. Nice. Oh my.
Look, I found Werner.
Hey, Werner,
Werner,
how's
are
it
you
going
all right?
there?
Oh, yes, yes. Everything's fine. In fact, it's something of a family reunion. My brother spent quite some time in this place himself.
You should not be here. I told the police everything I knew, but they refused to let you go. They require proof to free you.
Ha! What did you expect? The mighty Sherlock Holmes swans in, tells the officers what to think, and the world obeys?
Of course not. Anyway, I struck a deal with the constable, and I've got a free hand in the investigation. I find proof to solve the case for him. He obtains files about my mother's death for me.
Well done. If one has the power or will and can act, then one must. I wonder, suppose you couldn't get the proof to your truth. Would you tell a lie to the guard that enabled my freedom, knowing my innocence? Would that not be just?
There are lines I will not cross, Werner. I will do my best to secure your release, but with proof, not deception.
Really? How many white lies have you told on this island? Why not for me? Why not another?
That is absurd. I can resolve this without compromises. Do not give up hope.
The air here is rather refreshing. I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
That Werner sure is an eccentric. Oh, some mass dudes just hanging out, having a good time in the police department.
Yeah. Surprised they let them keep the masks on, but I
Yeah.
suppose, you know, Frogworth doesn't want to have to make up a bunch of new faces. But I don't know. They can probably just put in some villager faces, so that's probably not it.
Okay.
Alright.
So you can find documents. I'll be in the archive during this. After everything else case on the table. Oh. I might have to go back to the cell I was in. Oh. Alright, let's see. I think
Is that one? There's a lot of stuff on that table.
Following report from witness of the satanic ritual claimed to have found a body. Raid on the Manchius Mansion was granted. Resulted in the arrest of multiple suspects and dispersal of the group in masks and robes caught in the acts of gross indecency and unnatural behavior.
Oh, definitely.
The body of the victim was found lying on an altar with a knife wound in his chest. The officers identified the victim, Fabio 20, a local performer and artist. Arrested suspects V. Vogel. V. Vogel had a letter of an insulting nature in his possession, which had been written by the victim. Oh. Claims to have found the body. He's infamous for his eccentric personality. As Holmes carried a murder weapon. That's, I mean, yes.
Yeah,
I don't know why he
you did do that, Sherlock.
Yeah. Attacked with the
pretty
victim's blood
suspicious.
and other items of evidence. He was invited by another suspect, V. Vogel, presumably to obstruct the official investigation. Just the owner of the mansion and organizer of the satanic party paid the victim to participate in the ritual, had access to the crime scene. Matista, Fabio's partner and participant in the ritual, tried to escape, resisted arrest, owned a book with a description of the ritual performed in the altar room. Some of the guests are temporarily detained for further questioning.
Back on track to solve the case.
Oh, okay. Some more keys. Prior to this ticket has permission to inspect all evidence on case 6260. Okay. This must be the letter. Oh, Santos Pinchetti, a witness who reports a suspicion of murder at Manchio's mansion in Grand Surrey. During preparations for the social party, I heard loud noises from the closed altar room. Immediately, I thought of the sacrifice of a living being overviewed by none other than Kurt Manchios. There was blood on the walls, strange symbols, and a dagger in the heart. Soon I was able to think clearly. I rushed to the police station to report my findings. The station responded to the deposition by sending a patrol, while the witness left the station and went home. Excuse me. Heard loud noises from the closed altar room. I thought of the sacrifice of a living being overviewed by none other than Kurt Manchios. So he didn't witness it, but he thought of the same
Yeah,
thing?
it's strange.
Okay. Evidence ticket. Witness deposition. Oh, interrogation rooms 5 and 6. Okay, I can interrogate people. Okay, this is the report. So these gifted cufflinks. Okay. Let's go to the evidence room. Archive. Inspectors. Inspector. No. Oh, here it is. Evidence.
Good night. Your ticket, please, if you want me to help you.
I'd like to check the evidence for this case.
And who are you?
Oswald sent me. I'm a consulting detective.
His partner, then? Let me see. Ah, a ritual murder. What a bunch of degenerates. Wait a second. I'll bring it to the table.
All right, what we got here? Oh, 0 out of 9.
That's quite a few.
It's like some drugs.
Emergency kit for boredom.
Letter from Fabio. Vogel's evidence box. Is your mind unsound? You can't control your bitterness, not around me anyway. For me, it's too great a risk to ignore that kind of behavior. I can speak and play with anyone I choose. I'm not another Matista. You pay me, but you haven't bought me. Of course, I'll keep all your generous donations, even though they hardly compensate for your last terrible outburst. I'm leaving you, although Matista will still be around.
Not the time for privacy.
Ring.
Yeah.
It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone.
Let's see whose box is this.
A heavily perfumed handkerchief with the initials KM in the corner. All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring. A handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings.
Supposed to be Matista.
A key to the altar room.
Yeah.
Power of love, blood, and mandrake.
That's not for bedtime reading. This ex libris belongs to Manchios Library.
Oh. This is a cult book in Matisse's bag during the arrest. According to the ex libris, the tome was taken from Mr. Manchio's collection. It contains illustrations and descriptions of a ritual similar to the crime scene. Prepare the naked body of a recently deceased object of interest. Draw symbols of Mars and Venus to enhance the power you possess. To use the force of male and female nature. Pierce his heart with a golden dagger to be rid of the blood that does not love you. Draw a symbol representing your love while waiting for the resurrection. Recite the charm.
The book describes a ritual similar to the one performed in the altar. Werner's personal sketchbook. Thank you, officer.
All right. These guys just drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have interrogation rooms, I think 5 and 6.
That sounds right.
1, 2, 4. Okay, here we go. 5. It's like Manchios, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Good day, Mr. Manchios. I am Constable Oswald's partner in this investigation.
Be quick and gentle. Some of your colleagues are untrained boors. Although I don't mind meeting young officers. The new blood here.
If you cooperate in finding Fabio's murderer, there will be no need to meet with the boars again.
That voice. Werner's friend? You're the policeman. What a disappointment.
Only an undercover agent can scour a ditch full of deviants. I am a consulting detective, although I'm capable of replacing the entire department through my consultations.
Sharp-tongued, I like it. May I presume this tongue will get us out of this trouble? I would be so indebted and glad to repay you.
Nothing's changed. I'm looking for the murderer. That's the only way to get us out of trouble.
But it shouldn't take much time, correct? We're all busy, after all.
I need to examine you first.
Observe. Where's makeup? Red spots rash from exposure to hair dye. Soap under fingernails. Washed hands in a hurry. Stickler for cleanliness hides his age.
Hides his age feels better with like makeup and hair dye.
Also his like attraction towards younger men.
Yeah. Young blood or fresh, whatever he said.
Yeah.
You are a little over the top with your use of makeup, Mr. Manchios. Is it so difficult for you to acknowledge your age?
Well, Sherlock, that's easy for you to say to an old man when you look as though you are barely 15.
But still, it shouldn't be an issue for someone of your status.
For people of my age, it isn't an issue, no. But the younger ones can be so afraid of wrinkles and grey flecks. I have to adapt.
Such a methodical man who cares for his body but misses the soap under his fingernails. Are you so impatient, or perhaps even impulsive?
I wouldn't call myself that. Silly little details. If I missed it, it wasn't important. Or rather, it was less important than who or what I was focused on.
Yeah, I think this might be the same voice actor they have for Watson.
Oh,
I kind of sense it.
oh yeah, I can hear it now too.
Mr. Vogel told me a little about your parties,
Thought I recognized the
but I
voice.
would like to know more directly.
I'm all yours, Sherlock. You have me arrested and locked here with you alone.
Why did you invite Mr. Vogel as your special guest?
He's a pretty fellow. He's capable of surprising the public. He has a talent for saying words that no one else would wish to either say or hear.
I suppose I can't argue with that.
He is a free addition to the eccentricity of the party, which is fine by me, as long as it enhances my party.
I'd like to know who you usually invite to your parties.
Free minds who are able to leave reality for an evening, who can taste forbidden fruit without prejudice. There is nothing that quite spices up life like these parties, assuming one is old enough and has worked many years for the good of one's country.
Oh, all true labourers, I see. What was Fabio like? His personality, his habits? Anything you can tell me?
He was the brightest star of my parties. Young, magnetic, and full of energy. I don't even want to mention his beauty. Otherwise, I'll be sobbing.
Expensive champion, I imagine.
His performances were flawless. He deserved his payment. Do you think he was murdered because of money?
Possibly. What about the other guests? Were they used to opening their wallets as well?
I wouldn't restrict my guests from anything. I'm sure Fabio received a few coins from others for his services.
I appreciate your cooperation, Mr. Manchios. Wait just a moment, I have something to check.
Oh, I was gonna provide evidence. Must have had the. There we go. Let's see. I have a lot of evidence.
Gosh, yeah.
I don't know if it shows it here though.
Do you recognize this book? Could Matista have borrowed it from your library?
She didn't ask me. How ungrateful.
The things described in the book were inspiration for the rituals you performed?
Do you really believe that blood, symbols, and incantations can resurrect the dead? They are just eerie tales with a mix of occultism and voodoo. My rituals are a stage to show some of the forbidden pleasures.
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you. I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
A good guess, but the wrong one. The fellow who did that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself. The ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very eloquent choice of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch? Make him talk, Sherlock. I'm quite certain he knows more about the murder than he has told the police.
I don't know if he's detained here.
Yeah, but it feels
I think it said they released him.
Yeah. Unless he's just like around the station still for some reason. But yeah, you're only got rooms 5 and 6.
You'd better ask someone else.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
You bought an expensive pair of cufflinks for Fabio. Were they his price? Or were they a tip or an exclusive show?
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost a small fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protege and my beacon also. With my experience and his beauty, we could have achieved anything. I had faith in him. I would have made him. I've no idea about that. That's not something I know much about. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else. I've no idea about that.
I've read this letter from Fabio. It had no addressee, but it was found in Mr. Vogel's pocket.
Werner? Strange. I didn't think the two of them corresponded.
I'm sure there is some explanation. Would you care to read it?
Call me superstitious, but I don't care to read a letter from a dead man.
Okay, that's all the evidence. Let's talk to Matiste.
I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body, yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
Please accept my condolences for your friend.
Thank you.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's murderer.
It will not bring Fabio back.
Observe.
Bruises.
Oh my.
Oh. Cold tattoo. Inks herself. Oh. Oof.
Yikes.
Healing cut, self-inflicted. Bitten nails. Burn mark. With a branding iron. Oh, Fabio had one of these that he covered up with a tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Old and barely visible shackle scars. The way she talked early seemed like she was disassociated from her body.
You have both old and new scars. Some from the time when you were a slave with Fabio. Other scars have a different origin. The guests pay good money to torment you?
I am skilled in giving pleasure, but I don't participate in such practices.
I thought your body was...
For sale. It's true. Many unwanted things were done to my body. And the pain helped me to discover...
Occult deities? Yes, the tattoo speaks loudly of it.
Yes. Your gods abandoned me, and the ones I favor now are more protective of me.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. We ran away that day. We managed to get on a ship and traveled here, to Gordona. Fabio and I started a new life here. It was very hard at first, but it became better with time. Until today.
The bruises on your neck are not self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some guests can't contain themselves. They even bite, sometimes.
Let's continue our chat a little
Oh,
later.
I keep highlighting them. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's probably.
This book, The Power of Love, Blood, and Mandrake, what do you hope to achieve?
To learn more about the invisible strengths that govern us. Occultism is real. The master who fell that night when Fabio and I escaped, I made him fall. I cast a spell on him and it worked.
Or was it a coincidence?
The universe is rarely so lazy.
If you say so. This is the letter the police found in Mr. Vogel's pocket. Fabio wrote it. Do you know anything about it?
I don't. Although I can feel Fabio's energy. It's there, but it refuses to let me analyze it.
Do you practice occult rituals?
For protection? For fortune? To wash away the ugliness of the world? Sometimes to survive. I have the gift, and I'm learning to use it better.
Did you use your gift on Fabio?
I only used white magic. Love charms lately. Fabio became so distant. I just wanted him to be with me, but I suppose I'm not as skilled as I thought.
I could probably ask Vogel about this.
Yeah.
So the police found a letter from Fabio in your pocket.
I cannot tell if it was truly in my pocket at all. Perhaps it was placed there later.
Well, that is one hypothesis. If it were true, then how did it get there?
No clue. But this night has been rather eccentric. Such a detail could have easily eluded me.
Indeed. You recall reading it?
I can't remember that either. But I tend to respect privacy. Reading others' personal notes is not one of my perversities.
Oh, I have more evidence to present him. Let's see here.
I can't follow you here. I can't follow you here.
I have learned who told the police about the crime. It was Santos Pinchetti.
Do I know him?
The major domo of the manor. He cleans up after you?
Well, then he does his job perfectly. All but invisible. I couldn't tell you the first thing about him.
I wonder if there's might be a way to talk to Pinchetti.
Yeah. Could you talk to the police officer, maybe?
Yeah. I think he said he'd be in the archives if he's not still. Yeah.
I'm doing my part.
Well,
You should do yours too, Holmes.
Anything for you.
Let's see. For
Yeah, it says he went home.
I wonder if I could maybe look up where that is.
Yeah.
I have to leave the police station. Okay. Let's see. Maybe City Hall.
Yeah.
That's the Chronicle map. So, though, Chronicle would probably know more about Manchius than it would about Pinchetti.
Yeah. He is an important figure, and Pinchetti is not.
Of Cordona, the treasures await you.
Let's see. I don't know how much info we have on Pinchetti, though.
Citizens. Maybe districts. Although I guess we don't really know if he lives in Grand Surrey.
Yeah, give it a shot. No. It doesn't say. I don't think it has anything in Facebook about looking up.
Yeah.
Might just have to start piecing things together in the Mind Palace. Oops. Oh. Oh, suspiciously clean. There we are. Oh.
Maybe Kurt Manchius is suspiciously clean. I don't know.
Yeah, strange. Let's see. There's the letter and oh nope. Let's see. I did this one. Okay. Let's see. Also, Manchester's being suspiciously clean isn't here anymore. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so once I paired with anything else.
Yeah. Let's check out the Mind Palace. Question questioned. Okay. Okay, that adds something to my casebook. That's probably how we get to him. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Tell Constable Oswald. Okay, there. Now we can talk to him.
Okay.
I had to do some
Some
mind palaces.
Yes.
I have to remember that leads to
Yeah, some like evidence items.
Oh, get away, kid.
Okay, Santos is the suspect.
Have you considered Mr. Santos Pinchetti as a suspect?
The snitch? Have you seen him? I mean, my breath could knock him down. What's so special about him?
As a major domo, he has keys that open all the rooms, including the one to the crime scene. Could have testified only to circumvent suspicion, don't you think? We need to question him.
Right. I'll send our men to fetch you. Stay here. They brought him in, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to interrogation room number 7. Mr. Pinchetti didn't even resist, our men said.
Thank you.
Okay. Got a fancy new interrogation room key.
I need to use the bathroom though.
Okay.
Back in 2 minutes. Okay. Alright. Like I said, interrogation room 7.
Mr. Pinchetti, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald.
I've already told him everything I know. I'm only a witness, sir. Everything's in my report.
And I've read it. You forgot to mention that you hold the keys to the room where Fabio was found. I need only to find if the crime was intentional.
But I need to return to my duties.
I doubt the house will fall without you, Mr. Pinchetti. Just be still for a few seconds.
Psoriasis. Allergy. Pinched holes. Appeared multiple times. Okay. Ditech sound. Colored more than once. Stepped in blood. No.
You are the major domo of a rich mansion, and you seem barely able to afford decent clothing. You hide under heavy makeup a skin disease that might be treated with more onerous but less harmful means. Do you have money troubles?
I do not have a lot of means. The pay is below what you might expect.
But you could easily change your job if your employer does not meet your elementary needs.
One can change his employer, that is true.
And the blood on your shoe, where does that come from?
I don't actually know. Perhaps from a guest.
Did you know Fabio?
Not personally. He was a frequent guest, and cleaning the mess after his performances was tedious. Mr. Manchios always had a role for him, and mainly the leading one. The parties were always Fabio-centric.
And Batista? Was she as popular as her partner?
Don't tell her I said this, but I do not think so. Mr. Manchios hired her only because Fabio refused to work without her. Mr. Manchios used to see her as a worker. She was tasked with entertaining the guests, unlike Fabio, who could pick and choose. Please let me out.
Okay.
Oh, controller's vibrating.
Oh no.
I thought it was because it was like some kind of clue, but it might be good. It like lost connection.
I recognize the key from the altar room among these.
Oh. Okay, I have a letter. Small note attached to the will says, Santos, my hopeful slug. You begged me to include you in my will, so I did. Here's my latest revision of the will. Kurt. The text of the will under the note. Santos Pinchetti, the majordomo of Manchios Mansion, receives a jar of mustache wax and a salt lamp that you might always remember his caring employer, Kurt Manchios.
Kurt.
Control is being difficult. Come on. There we go.
Okay. Sherlock is free for now.
Alright, nobody's in this one.
I know I can handle the news.
No. Let's see.
Oh.
I read a letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
He's a leech on my aging body. He has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
I fail to see why you made him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him. I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
The air here is rather refreshing. I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
Okay.
Someone maybe talk to Santos about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Manchios says that you begged him to be included in the heritage. Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle. And I'm his next of kin. The only one. Mr. Manchios flatly refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love, cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's imprisoned me. The best I can hope for is a new broom. That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and the status of a major domo.
For God's sake. I'm forced to dye and stitch my threadbare clothes, and the holes in my shoes are painful. I'm ashamed every time a guest looks at me closely.
Why do you think your uncle treats you this way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me illegitimately. She died, and I was given the surname of one of the maids.
But you are entitled to some of the money that belongs to your family.
He thinks not. I was not responsible for my mother's death. I work hard, and he pays me nothing. I feed on the leftovers. While he wastes our estate's property on decadent parties, he paid Fabio handsomely and showered him with expensive gifts for their disgusting relationship.
Mind Palace is pulsating.
Yeah. Okay. We do have a bit more intel. Let's see. Guess not. Let's see this letter again. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's something to discuss about it. Okay. Okay, use your mind. You can't control your bitterness.
Oh yeah, this does sound like it's more addressed to Manchios.
Yeah.
Please let me out.
Let's see.
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
What are you talking about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protege wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my star? Are you insane that you would accuse me of such a thing?
He did not consider himself as yours. Since you deny everything, let's move on. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabio. Werner was a little high.
I have reason to believe that the intended recipient of the incriminating letter may have been Kurt Manchios.
Well, that makes sense. Too bad I can't remember how I came to possess it. Though I did spend quite some time with Mr. Manchios during the party.
Unfortunately, even with an answer, that may still not be enough to clear you with the police. But fear not, I will persevere.
I hope your attempt to put things straight will make up for...
you being on a bender?
Touché.
Okay. There's still people to speak to about the letter.
I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchios?
Oh, that could be. I never thought Mr. Manchios could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchios. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchios.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchios?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away.
Still someone to talk to about that letter.
I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
Please let me out.
I know you can untangle
Maybe
this mess.
the police officer then? I don't know who else you would talk to. Okay.
This letter proves nothing. Fabio wrote it to Mr. Manchios. It's time to free Mr. Vogel.
Do you really think I'm that naive? I need proof, not words from his friend.
Very well. Mr. Pinchetti told me that Mr. Manchios was lavishing Fabio with expensive and eccentric gifts. The letter mentions rich rewards and attempts to buy Fabio with them. It was written to Mr. Manchios. Who else was showering Fabio with luxuries to buy him? It doesn't fit Mr. Vogel's character.
Look here. We had a deal. Give me the murderer and then take your friend with you. I won't budge otherwise.
Well, fine, but you're just wasting time.
Okay. Oh, there's something down there. I forget what that symbol is.
I think that's... Let's see.
Oh,
Search a location. Let's see. Police investigation. Maybe there's something still on the table that I didn't pick up. Oh,
so that's, okay. I don't know, I feel like you got, it was like 9 out of 9 or whatever it was.
This is the room I was detained in, I think. Oh, hey John.
John did it.
Book here, but
I
I can't
can't
seem
go
to
back to
interact with
prison.
it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I examined all the evidence that
Yeah.
I got from
Yeah, 9 out of 9. And there was stuff in Pinchetti's room, but I think you also examined all of that. Because he had like the set of keys. And something else.
Can't get to vocal cell.
Yeah. Oh, looks like you have new Mind Palace stuff.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
All clues found. Okay. I'm leaning towards Manchios, but
Yeah.
I guess you could probably also set it up where it's Matista or Pinchetti.
Yeah.
Matista feels the least likely to me. I just don't really see.
Yeah, there's not much motive
there. Yeah. Pinchetti, I guess you could make a case that like he murdered Fabio because he was Machios's favorite, but I don't. He doesn't seem like. It doesn't seem like that would actually help him get like any inheritance. So
Yeah. Sure. Let's see if we can line things up to get Pinchetti. Let's see. Here we go. lawfully. He did not mean to kill Fabio.
For his harsher punishment is the death of love.
Oh.
He did in fact do those things.
That's true.
But I don't know. It feels like Sherlock only kills elephants in this game.
That's
I don't
true,
know.
yeah.
I can't remember if that's canon or not. I feel like maybe you let the elephant live.
I think I let it live.
Okay. Just means it's still out there, waiting to kill again. Maybe it was one of the guests in the mask. We'll never know. Okay, so you can either, forever you can accuse, you can do prison sentence or death penalty.
Yeah.
Sherlock, just judge, jury, and executioner here.
I guess so. Controllers. Please, controller. We only have so much stream left.
Yeah.
The death of his love. It's weird why Sherlock is deciding the sentence. That seems strange.
I guess maybe this is just like his recommendation, and then like, but you know, because he's so smart and persuasive, it ends up carrying weight. But this feels like some Phoenix Wright level courtroom logic.
Leaning towards this.
Okay.
I'm a little comfortable with like sexual and predator and deviant being like associated with a homosexual relationship.
Yeah, that is a little works for me. And generally I'm not super in favor of the death penalty.
Yeah, that too.
Except for elephants, and you know, that's just because I fucking love ivory. Can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
I want to rip those tusks out with my bare hands.
The murder of Fabio did not have a ritual purpose, Mr. Manchios. It was staged by a man who wished to distract the investigation.
That might be true. That poor girl Matista wouldn't dare to kill the only man who cared for her. So, Santos.
Mr. Pinchetti snatched at the chance to solve his problems.
Ungrateful little scum. Will he be executed?
But what for? He informed the police as to the crime, that was all. He couldn't stage the ritual, but he found the body, I believe.
I can't believe it. Why did Werner do it?
Mr. Vogel, He had no reason, and he won't be a scapegoat as you plan. You put Fabio's letter in his pocket when he was intoxicated, didn't you?
You can't be serious.
We can very often deduce someone's life by their shoes or their fingernails. You are a meticulous person, but this murder was fairly traumatic and filthy. After you stabbed Fabio, you were covered in blood. You panicked and neglected to rinse the soap from under your fingernails. The devil is in the details, Mr. Manchios.
Nonsense. I missed it simply because of the busy schedule of the party.
Of course, a staged murder was certainly not planned. You're at the twilight of your life. You have no partner, you have no children. You had feelings, however, for one man. That was Fabio. You loved him. That is, you wished to own him with money and gifts. But he was also a free mind, was he not? He turned his back on you. Quite unjust. Love, so cruel and painful, and Fabio, with his words and deeds, made you feel the more wretched. So you killed him.
You must surely perceive that my sensitive nature wouldn't allow me to hurt anyone.
You staged the murder as a satanic ritual. It was easy for you, since you were the one who wrote the scenarios for the parties. It was your way of avoiding suspicion. A respectable man in his 60s,
early 60s,
most of the cream of Cordona society, cannot possibly be a murderer. But the guests who behave like animals in his mansion, of course, one of them could have killed Fabio.
I did oversee a few of the rituals, but I did not stage Fabio's death.
Fabio played with your feelings. That was painful to realize. You spent so much time and effort to be with Fabio, but he didn't respond in the way that you would have liked. You wanted to be loved, but Fabio shattered your dreams. In the smoking lounge, he teased and mocked you. He wanted you to suffer by offering himself to others. The deception was unbearable. You were passionate, and so you struck him. Once you understood your mistake, it was too late. You were afraid, so you staged the ritual. With such a story, you might be sentenced to a few years. It might clean your conscience, and soon the case will be forgotten.
No. No.
This is my decision. I'll talk to Constable Oswald to see what I can do.
I wonder if I can still accuse other people.
I'd weep if I had any tears left at all.
Maybe if you like change your.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, let's see how Pinchetti reacts real quick. I don't think I'm going to bother with Matista. Here we go.
I'll remember this horror forever.
I can't. Uh-oh. Maybe it's too late after I've accused.
I guess, maybe.
I wonder if I have like an autosave.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's like, I think it was 4 minutes earlier. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can talk to Pinchetti. I'm still in my occultist robes. I can probably take this off.
Yeah. Get back to ice cream.
The world needs ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh. There we go. Can't solve a proper mystery without it. There we go.
All right.
I know who killed Fabio.
So I'm free to go, sir?
Quite the opposite. I think it was you, Mr. Pinchetti.
That is not possible.
Allow me to explain. You staged this decadent ritual so you would not be suspected. After a short fight, you knocked Fabio unconscious. You locked the door and dragged the body to the altar. You wanted to set up someone acquainted with this masquerade.
I don't have the nerve to kill or stage a murder. I can't even leave my uncle's house.
You wanted to be rid of your dear uncle. I myself barely know him and already find him intolerable. You've worked with him for years. Santos, do this. Santos, do that. He doesn't pay you. He doesn't recognize your work. He doesn't see you as family. But you thought that heritage might be yours. Instead, all you'll ever receive is mustache wax. It is painful to witness such a situation. I cannot imagine how it must be for you. So you decided to frame your uncle. Put the blame for Fabio's murder on him. That way, the heritage is yours, and you are free of him.
Half of what you say is true. I'm in pain. I have had a hard time with my uncle, but I'm not a murderer. I can't even stand up to my uncle. How could I have killed Fabio? He did nothing to me.
He was a source of your troubles too, though, especially since Mr. Manchios treated him like a king. The blood on your shoe tells me that you were with Fabio. You stabbed him with the dagger while he was still alive. You drew a sigil on him. There was a great deal of blood. You needed to remove it. Blood is almost like glue. It sticks to everything, dries quickly, and is quite visible. But you know how to handle stains. You are Kurt Manchios's major domo. However, despite your best efforts, you missed a spot.
It doesn't make sense, sir. I was never there. I am convinced there's a reasonable explanation.
Your uncle is a cruel man. He used everyone around him to his advantage. I don't believe he even truly loved Fabio. You knew very little love, support, or care from him. You lost your mind, Santos. And innocent people were hurt. I can't allow you to go free, but I can try to help you. I can provide my findings to the police. Decadence and perversity might poison anyone around them.
I don't know what to say. I can't breathe. I need to go outside.
Unfortunately, you can't.
I think I might stick with Manchios.
Manchios feels. I feel like he has he covers like both like the sort of like occult framing setup and also like the cleanliness thing.
Yeah,
I just feel like none of the others like tick every.
Yeah, you're right.
Lead.
Yeah, each one ticks one, but not the other.
Yeah.
I think does this autosave still have Manchios? Okay, no. Rituals of cover still fits.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
I wish everything were different.
Nope.
I'll remember this horror forever.
Maybe I talk to the.
There's no fool like an old fool. Kurt Manchios did it. A young boy played with the heart of an old man. The latter couldn't handle it. The evidence I obtained clearly shows that the quarrel was not intended to end badly. It was an accident.
Showing pity towards your own kind, Holmes. Whatever.
All I'm saying is that prison won't take much away from an old and crushed man.
Fine. A big name like that will still give me a promotion. As for my part, not everything was in place. Perhaps some documents were transferred somewhere else, but I couldn't find a trace of them. Then I remembered. The discarded document drawers where we put the lost papers or the badly labelled ones, including the crime scene report of Violet Holmes's case. Everything I've found is on the desk here. Take it.
Your persistence has saved me.
Yeah, well, we had a deal after all. Your friend is free then. You can leave.
Good luck, Constable.
All right.
Yeah.
Solved another case. Got some more info about your mom.
My mom. And her mysterious death.
Yes.
Might be back Friday with
I
more
would-
Mario.
Yes, I'd like to get back to Mario.
Yes.
Assuming I've finished Dawn Trail by then. We'll
Yes.
see.
I think probably.
Yeah.
And then I guess we need to pick something out for Sunday.
Yeah. I think I have some ideas. We can figure something out.
We'll figure something out. We got a few days.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But I'm going to go finish Dawn Trail.
Sure.
I just accepted the final quest. But we'll be back Friday.
Yes. Whoa, Sherlock's spinning.